So welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new video. If you haven't seen last week's video, I'll put a link up here because that's actually 5 minutes ago where I ended it, and conditions are so epic that I'm just gonna make 2 videos of this. A beautiful golden light morning, and all of a sudden this large fog cloud rolled over and things completely changed. So I'm gonna make 2 different videos, one with this world of beautiful golden light and one in these conditions like this. So I have no idea where this is going to end, but I'm sure it will be a really cracker of a morning once again. So let's dive into today's video. So in last week's video I told you that I might have shot the best image of the year. Well, I actually really fancy the shot that I'm taking right now also. It's amazing. I have all these layers of trees through this fog, some side light coming through from the top there, and it just looks amazing. And if I wait, every once in a while another tree pops onto a hill in the back. So I'm actually just waiting for that to to make this even better than the shot is already. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So you can see all these layers, all these trees on different positions with this side light. And the side light might be a little bit too hard already because the sun is up for about an hour. But yeah, epic conditions. And I'm actually doubting to put on the 40 to 150 now to zoom into some parts here. But yeah, it would be really nice to isolate this section over here. It just looks really stunning. So I'm gonna do that, quickly switching lenses and taking that shot. So look behind me here in this forest. There's a thick layer of fog hanging between those trees. That's actually where I'm heading to, what I'm hoping to go to, and hopefully this fog will be there because it's, like you've seen, it's going in and out every time. But yeah, absolutely cracking conditions today. And like I said in last week's video, it's about 1.5 hours behind sunrise now. I haven't seen anyone yet. So it's completely deserted here. And I have no idea why that is. You know, this area is so stunning. You know, it's a weekday, but because of this fog, just no one goes out, you know. And when this heather here is flowering, there's literally hundreds, maybe thousands of people walking around here. And on days like this, where conditions are absolutely epic, no one's around. So yeah, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me that I'm the only one liking these conditions. I have no idea. But I will take this above a day with no fog any day. So I'm always talking about choosing the right location that suits your conditions, and for the beginning of this morning it was definitely this open area, but the sun is up now. Let's have a look. It's almost 10 a.m. which means the sun is up for 1.5 hours, which means that if the sun is going to come through this fog, you won't have this golden light anymore. You will have only this white light, which isn't as aesthetic as that beautiful golden light. So in conditions like this, with the light available right now, I would much rather prefer to go into the forest and just try to find these moody, foggy images that are around there than getting these white light images here on the open heather area. So yeah, I'm not gonna wait anymore here until it clears out. I'm just gonna go into this forest and see if I can continue shooting for a while. All kinds of birds flying over here, but yeah, so we're going into the forest. So there is a really nicely shaped backlit little tree over here, which I actually really like, so I'm quickly gonna take a shot before I'm going into the forest. But I just like that this background is completely faded away due to this mist, and the top of this little tree is just being hit by the sun. It just looks nice, so I'm gonna take this shot and then get on the other side of the road into that forest. So I look behind me here, all those light rays coming in here at the moment. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna walk into the forest a little bit further. Hopefully I can find a spot where I can make real use of these light rays with a beautiful tree or something. But yeah, I'm already happy that I walked into this side. What amazing conditions. So I'm looking at a really awesome image here. Let me try to show you. You see, you have this path running here in a bit of an S-curve, and all these trees and this side light coming in from that side. And it looks absolutely cracking. So I have to keep the camera up a little bit higher to make sure that this piece of path in the bottom isn't falling away. So I want the whole path, so I'm gonna hold the camera above my head here and just frame up this shot. Make sure that all those trees are separated. I think a great image, absolutely a great image. So I found a really nice image, and what I always tell you, I don't like to shoot light rays for the sake of shooting light rays, but look behind me here at the moment. There's a beautiful light ray with a couple of really nice trees, and what I like most is that one tree is a bit of diagonal and this light is hitting those ferns back here, and this part of these ferns, these are all standing up, they are wet, so they look beautiful when they are backlit. But if you look back here, all these ferns are down on the ground, so they're not as nice. But in this area, they just look really good. And if you then look at the image and use that beautiful sun star, you can see you get an image like this, and I'm gonna underexpose it a bit so you can see it. I've got the sun coming in from the top there, hitting those ferns and all these trees here on the side. Yeah, an absolute cracker of a shot. So I'm taking this with a bit of a higher aperture. I'm at f14 at the moment because that increases those light rays, and I'm going to shoot an HDR image. These HDR shots always enhance these light rays a lot. So yeah, hopefully this shot will turn out nice, and here it is. So I found another really nice scene over here. You can see this little tree over here, which looks really aesthetic with this backlight. Sorry, but it's a really difficult scene to compose. It's a bit messy around it, and yeah, those ferns don't look as aesthetic, so I'm not quite sure how to frame this up. So I'm just gonna walking around here a bit, and I might even wait for maybe 1 to 2 minutes that the sun is a little bit further, that it's behind a couple of leaves back there, which will make those light rays much better. So might wait for that, and then in the meanwhile I'm gonna look for a nice composition to include this beautiful light in. So I think I found the right composition here, just putting that sun behind this beautiful curved tree over here, and this light just beautifully comes around it. You know, it's a really nice shot. So let me show you how I composed it. So this is the shot. You can see I've got these 2 trees here in my foreground, then this tree and a little tree on the background, and you can see the sunlight coming in on all sides here. I hope you can see that on the back of the camera, but at least this is the shot. So there's one piece of advice that I can give you here, and that's don't walk into the woodlands too far. You know, you need this light to come through this canopy to create these light rays. And if you don't have that, if you walk in too far and the canopy gets too thick, you won't have this beautiful light. So don't do that. Stay in a bit of an open area, or what I usually do, the edge of the forest is on that side. So I'm actually walking on the same line as the edge of the forest. So this light comes in from the side, and that usually works really good. So yeah, little piece of advice. So the fog is definitely clearing in the section I'm in right now, but this is the case the whole morning, you know. I'm walking in and out of these patches, and I can see in the back there is a lot of fog hanging around here. So, but it's just not in this section. So I'm gonna walk over to that side, but you don't need the fog to get the light rays. That's something to remember. You just need a high humidity. So it doesn't have to be fog, it just has to have a high humidity. And that's actually the best to get those light rays, because then you can look into the forest with those light rays coming in from the side. And it's actually a really difficult forest to find good compositions for these light rays. You know, I had a couple of ones back there, but I'm always looking for those different trees, those different shapes. And yeah, I haven't really found one yet. So I'm gonna continue to that section where it's a little bit more foggier, but I know there's some better trees on that side. So let's crack on. So what did I just tell you? It's a crazy morning, you know? Fog was gone, fog is here. I don't know what it is, but it's absolute ridiculous. So I'm just keeping the sun on this side so I can look into the sun. And it's actually the best compositions. And don't be afraid to use a telephoto lens. You know, I've got the 40 to 150 in my pocket here. So I'm switching all the times, and on days like these I'm just thinking, why didn't I bring my 12 to 100, which is in the closet at home. Yeah, I don't know. It might have been a really good lens to just keep shooting all the time with one and the same lens. So yeah, I'm gonna continue on. Hopefully I can look into the forest a little bit deeper there and find some nice compositions. So I found two nice images here that's actually exactly what I'm looking for. You know, you have this tree over here. I hope you can see it, but it's bending all over, so it's a different shape than the rest. So I'm taking a shot with this tree and then this light coming in from the side. And there's another shot on the left side with only straight trees, but I can make a really nice sun star in the corner and get all these light rays coming into the image. So yeah, it's actually very difficult to show you on the camera because the scenes are very high dynamic range, but yeah, it's just amazing. I couldn't believe that I would have conditions like this when I left home this morning. So I have to thank my sister-in-law Laura, because my car is actually broken. It's in the garage at the moment and they are on honeymoon at the moment, and they were kind enough to lend me their car. So if she wouldn't have lent me her car, then I wouldn't have been here today, you know. So Laura, thank you, thank you, thank you. So the only thing that I'm actually doing when I'm composing these images is looking at, looking that all these trees are separated. You know, once a step to the left or a step to the right can make a major difference in if a scene is very busy or if a scene is balanced out, because all these trees are aligned in the right position. So that's what I'm doing all the time, just looking, can I exclude some trees by moving to the left or the right, and then finding that in a spot where you have this beautiful light coming in and creating this absolutely ridiculously mysterious atmosphere here. I have never experienced something like this, you know, just fog in the woodlands but the sun coming through, and I'm actually quite keen to see how that header area looks right now. And I'm just on the border here, so I might just have a peek there if there's something nice to shoot, but it just looks like it's more open when I leave the forest, which is not as common. Usually it's the other way around. The forest is open and the header area is covered in fog, but yeah, ridiculous. So I just shot a really nice atmospheric image here on this side. There's not a real, how do you say it, eye catcher in it, but the whole atmosphere is just nice and all the trees are balanced out nice. So yeah, absolutely, what a morning, what a morning. So I just walked out of these woodlands behind me here, and the fog was completely gone. So I thought, let's have a look at this header area, and a large piece of fog just rolled in back again. And if I look now behind me, the forest is full of fog again. So what is this? What kind of morning is this? Ridiculous. I just don't know what to do. Go back in there or go out here or go back home. I know there's some clouds above now, so the clear sky is gone, so there's not that beautiful light isn't coming through the mist anymore. And I just looked on the weather radar, so it's going to rain in about 2 hours, so these clouds, they are not going to go away anymore. But until now, just a ridiculously good morning. Absolutely ridiculous. So I just got in my sister-in-law's car and drove around to the other side of the reserve, because the fog seems to concentrate a little bit more on this side now. And I know that the forest on this side is completely different than the one that I was just in. So this is a little bit more open. The trees are much higher and seemingly a bit older. So that's what I'm walking to right now. But yeah, you can see the fog just keeps rolling in and out here. And I have about an hour left, and then it's going to start to rain. And after a morning like this, I'm not going to shoot in the rain. I'm just going to pack my stuff and head back home then. So I'm just hoping for one last shot. So I'm at the place that I wanted to go to, so hopefully I can find some last shots on this side. But this first shot here is of this boardwalk over here, and I've been here last year when there was no fog at all. It was a bit of a boring scene, but right now, because the path seems to disappear into the background here, it just looks really aesthetic. And I'm gonna put on a polarizer right now, because there's a lot of leaves that are reflecting. I just want those colors, you know, those brown and yellow colors, orange colors that are in here. And then this path running through from the bottom, I think it looks really nice. So yeah, taking this shot, just f8 to get the whole scene sharp, and yeah, nothing fancy. That's it, ISO 200. So yeah, this is the shot. So I finally made it to that little piece of woodland that I was telling you about, and you can see behind me here that it looks completely different. You know, these are, I think they're oak trees. It's very open. You have all these beautiful leaves on the ground here, and a couple of trees just have these side branches, like the one here in front, which is going to be my main focal point actually. This vibrant green leaf, and then a little bit of atmosphere in the background with the last piece of fog that is left here. And what I actually like is that this hill is going up in the frame and this branch is pointing down, so it balances each other, and that's what I like. And I'm just polarizing the scene to pop all these colors on the ground and on those leaves, and to get rid of all those reflections. And yeah, I think it just looks really awesome. So let me try to show you. So I think this is about the frame that I'm aiming for. You see this beautiful green tree in the front, and then you can look into the background over here. And yeah, I just really like it. So yeah, happy I took the effort to go here. So I've decided to wait for a little bit here, because it just looked like there was some new fog being blown in to this part over here. Yeah, It's ridiculous. I don't know what it is, but I'm just gonna wait here. I changed the composition a little bit. I went a little bit back and a little bit to the left, so that this first tree here was separated from the one on the right. In that first image, it was partly over each other, which I didn't like. And now I have this tree with this leaf prominent on the right, and then this tree with all those strange shapes on the left side, which looks pretty cool. So I have two trees that are interesting as my subjects. So let's see if that worked out. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for a minute and push the shutter, and you will see the final result right now. So that's it for today, and what a day this was. You know, 2 videos, amazing images. I know there are some portfolio images in this. So yeah, really happy with it. So I hope you liked today's video. If you did, don't forget, please push that thumbs up button. And there's also a subscribe button underneath this video. So not this button, but underneath the video. And if you push that and the little notification bell, you will get a message when I release my next video. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed these 2 videos. At least I did. Absolutely magical conditions. Hopefully I can have this every day, but it's probably not going to be like that. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you next week. Bye bye.